Alright, boys and girls, Brandon Berry from Colossal Fitness here, and today let's talk about salt, the devil's creation. I feel like I'm having this debate with each and every one of my clients each and every single day in regards to their sodium intake. We've been told for years to keep our salt at a minimum, to read nutrition labels, and to keep our salt intake. I think most government and most health regulation standards are to keep your salt intake less than a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half a day at the very most, so 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams a day. This is outrageous to me. There's been multiple studies done on people keeping their teaspoon or their salt intake to a teaspoon and a half a day, and watching all the detrimental things that happen to the body. Low sodium has been linked to high blood pressure. It's been linked to insulin resistance. It's even been linked to miscarriages in pregnant women. The list goes on and on to the negative sides of being low in sodium. Now, if you're somebody who eats a bunch of processed crap, just disregard this whole video because it's not going to apply to you because your sodium intake is probably just fine. In fact, disregard anything I ever have to say if that's the kind of diet you follow, because you're not going to listen to me anyway, so that's fine. If you are taking a low carb approach or a ketogenic approach, this has become the craze now, ketogenic dieting. I can be an advocate for low carb approaches. I definitely use them with myself, my clientele. If you're going to take these approaches, you have to add sodium back into your diet. Lower levels of insulin, which is going to be a response to not having carbohydrates in your diet, your body's going to produce less insulin. So lower levels of insulin and higher levels of ketones. Ketones are going to be what your body's burning if you're in a ketogenic state or you're relying on fat for fuel because there's no glycogen available. If you're in this state, your body's going to excrete more sodium than someone relying on glycogen for fuel. So you're going to have to supplement that back in. So it's even more critical for somebody who's following a low carb diet to add some sodium back into their diet. As for all the health concerns, sodium itself doesn't cause all these issues. What happens is low sodium intake has been linked to the production of what's called aldosterone, and aldosterone is the thing that's causing all these devastating things in the studies they're doing, including inflammation. I know who would have thought inflammation from having low salt, right? Everyone always attributes the opposite to being bloated and all inflamed from all the sodium in their diet, which is just completely the opposite case. And aldosterone is also linked to high blood pressure. Again, it's funny, right? Low sodium causing high blood pressure. But this is the irony behind it. We've been told for so long that sodium is so dangerous, and it's so hard for me now to try to instill in people that it's a necessity. We need it. Low levels of sodium are increasingly dangerous in diabetics. Low levels of sodium have been linked to insulin resistance, which is meaning your body is less capable of giving the insulin response necessary to carbohydrates. So in diabetics, it's even more crucial to monitor your sodium intake. This is often why people who are diagnosed with diabetes will eventually end up on blood pressure medications because they'll end up with high blood pressure. Sodium is a key electrolyte, guys. It's responsible for the body's function on a cellular level. It's responsible for everything from the pumps you get into the gym to even just muscular contraction. I know it's hard to flip your thinking, guys, after being told by society for so long and all our government agencies that sodium is the devil. But if you don't believe me, do some research on your own. The tables are shifting. I would highly recommend that if you don't have any sodium in your diet right now or minimal sodium in your diet right now, you start to think about adding it into a couple meals a day. Hopefully that helps. As always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you want more information like this, head over to Colossal Fitness Training on Facebook and Instagram.